Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Mindy here. I hope you're doing very well. Today I'm going to talk about all things Jimmy Choo. These are fragrances that I've played with a little bit before. I really enjoy. I was hoping to get a couple gift sets for the holiday season. I'll put one up here that I was interested in, but I found out they only come in minis, I believe. I already have a couple Jimmy Choo mini fragrances that I enjoy, but I don't like that these come only in splashes. For me, I find it difficult to really assess a fragrance if you're only able to dab it on or splash it on your skin. I really prefer to be able to spray all over myself, understand how the fragrance wears on my skin, on my clothing, how it smells, how it projects, all of those things. And it's difficult to do that with a splash. I really have a wide range of fragrances in my collection. I love gourmands, I love some florals, I really enjoy classy fragrances, woody musks, really everything. But these today almost fit into a class of their own. I consider these all to be fun fragrances. These are playful, a little bit flirty. They're really fun fragrances that I'm really looking forward to wearing when I go back out. We're not going out a ton right now, but eventually I see these being great date night fragrances, great going out with your friend fragrances. Some of these are appropriate for the office setting as well. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump right in. The first one that I have here is I Want You by Jimmy Choo, and this is the only one that I bought a sample of. I'm not sure about this one. I honestly find myself going back and forth. I love it at some moments, and then in other moments I'm finding that I'm not as crazy about it. This one is a little bit of a chameleon to me. I think what's making me a little bit apprehensive about this one is the peach that's in this fragrance and how that peach plays with the white florals. So the notes in this perfume are peach, mandarin orange, jasmine, red lily, and vanilla in the base. I tend to be a little bit finicky when it comes to peach fragrances. I don't usually have peach fragrances that I really adore, and this is one that I'm still not totally sure about. Overall, I do think this is nice. I agree with what a lot of other people have said, that this smells a little bit like Carolina Herrera Good Girl. This one has a little bit less of that coffee, a little bit less of that brightness. It's a little bit more dense to my nose and has more of the peachy tone that I mentioned before. I'm almost certain if I smelled this on somebody else that I would love the scent profile, that I would definitely ask them what they're wearing. There's a white floral aspect in here which I do enjoy, and I can be a little bit finicky with white florals as well. This one's just intriguing to me, and while it might not be my favorite of all of the fragrances that I'm going to talk about today, there is a certain allure to this one that makes me go back and sniff it. So I want to continue to explore this one. It may not move up on my favorites list, but I do enjoy it. I hope it can turn into a love, but for right now, this one is about a 6 out of 10 for me. It's nice, but I don't consider it to be full bottle worthy at this time. Again, this is I Want You by Jimmy Choo. Now next up is Illicit by Jimmy Choo, and this is one that I have spoken about on my channel before. I do have a mini of it, and I talked about this once when I was talking about mini fragrances that I was playing with, and I did say that this one was full bottle worthy. Again, all of these fragrances are very affordable. They're great gift ideas, and this one is no exception. I do find it to be a great scent. If I had to guess, this one is probably named Illicit because of that seductive quality that you get from it. In the notes, you have ginger, bitter orange at the top. There's jasmine sambac, orange blossom, and rose. And then in the base is honey, amber, caramel, sandalwood, vanilla, and cashmere wood. As I dug into the notes, I was a little bit surprised to see that honey was in here. This is another note that I can be a little bit finicky with at times, but I do think this honeyed caramel, this sweet scent that's in this one smells beautiful. It's really well done in this fragrance. I also noticed just the slightest bit of almost a smokiness, almost a seductive quality that makes this one really appealing for a date night or a fun night out. I find myself really enjoying this one. For me, it's probably only a 7 out of 10. I generally like to focus on 8 out of 10 or better fragrances in my collection, but this one is an affordable price. I don't have anything else like it in my collection, and I do think I'll really enjoy wearing this. This is Illicit by Jimmy Choo. Next up is a fragrance I don't think I've spoken about on my channel. I'm starting to move into the Jimmy Choo fragrances that I really do adore. This next one is Jimmy Choo by Jimmy Choo. This is the EDP. Now I have had a splash in my collection for quite some time. In fact, I might have 2 of these, and I do like it. The challenge I find with splashes, again, is that it's hard to put them on your skin effectively. It's hard to get them all over your clothes and really be able to assess how they wear on your skin and how they project and perform. Going back into some old notes that I have on this one, I did have that it was a little bit soapy for my taste. I don't know if my tastes and preferences have evolved since then, but I do not find this to be soapy right now. Right now, I find that I really enjoy the pear that is in this fragrance. To me, it's a little bit sweet. It's a rich, dense pear. I like it a whole lot more than other pear fragrances that I've played with. For example, Ariana Grande, God is a Woman. That is a nice perfume, but the pear in there is a little bit more bright. It's a little bit more fresh, and I personally prefer how it's done in this fragrance more. Now, I do find that this one is a little bit heavy on the patchouli, so if you don't like patchouli a lot, this probably won't be a fragrance for you. In the notes profile, you have at the top mandarin orange, pear, and green notes. In the mid, you have orchid, and at the base, you have toffee and patchouli. Again, I'm picking up quite a bit of that patchouli, quite a bit of pear. This didn't really become a love at first sniff. I had expected to get more of that sweet, delicious toffee note in this one, and that's a little bit subtle to my nose. What I really pick up, again, is the pear and patchouli, but this one has grown on me. It is absolutely a love at this point in time. I do consider this to be around an 8 out of 10, the kind of fragrance that I'd probably reach for quite frequently if I'm going out on a date night or a fun night out. This could be considered appropriate for an office setting. I think you'd have to use your judgment on this one, but overall, a beautiful, beautiful scent, one that I just find to be really fun and flirty. This is Jimmy Choo by Jimmy Choo. Next up is a fragrance that's been on my radar for what feels like an eternity. This is one that I've been roped in by the note structure. I've definitely wanted to learn more about, and I finally had the opportunity to play with at Ulta. This is Jimmy Choo Fever by Jimmy Choo. Now at Ulta, I did play with this on my skin. I really enjoyed it, but what kept me going back for more was a tester strip that I sprayed this on in my car. I left it in there for a couple days. I could still smell it within 24 to 48 hours, and I could not quit sniffing the tester strip. I absolutely loved the fruitiness in this one and decided I had to get a full bottle. This is another one that is very affordable, so I do think it is low risk if you're looking at buying this as a gift for somebody or you're looking to buy it for yourself as a blind buy. Generally speaking, I don't encourage blind buys, but in some cases when they're very affordable fragrances like this, I do consider that risk to be lower, and it may be more worthwhile to give it a shot. Now this perfume is not exactly the pear patchouli bomb that you find in the original Jimmy Choo fragrance. This one, the fruitiness is a little bit more well-rounded to my nose, in my opinion. It's a little bit denser, it might be a little bit more dark. It's probably because of that plum note that's in here. Now, looking at the notes, in the base you have plum, lychee, and grapefruit. In the mid you have heliotrope, vanilla orchid, jasmine, and orange blossom. And in the base you have tonka bean, vanilla, benzoin, coffee, hazelnut, and sandalwood. So a really nice listing of beautiful gourmand notes in Jimmy Choo Fever. I also don't find it to be juvenile. So some of the playful fragrances that I have in my collection can be considered by some to be juvenile. I absolutely don't find that with this one. I think anyone can wear this. In fact, I wore this on a Starbucks morning date recently, and I felt that the scent profile of this one was actually really festive. It mixed in with the coffee scent. This does have coffee. Really mixed in with those other Starbucks scents, and I found it to be quite beautiful in that setting. So this is a versatile type fragrance. You can wear it out. I think you could wear it to any sort of event. I do think you can wear this in the office as well if you feel comfortable doing that. Both of these are fantastic fragrances. I'm really enjoying both of them. I think they're amazing gift ideas, and the best part about it is they are both affordable. This is Jimmy Choo Fever, and this is Jimmy Choo EDP, both by Jimmy Choo. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I truly appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video of Jimmy Choo fragrances that I really enjoy and recently brought into my collection, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I hope you have an amazing weekend, a lot to be grateful and thankful for, and until next time, I'll see you soon.